A very warm welcome to all our listeners around the world. You're welcome to the Tokunbo Fernandez show, a show that promotes the true life stories of Africans and Caribbeans around the world. So, if there's a product or initiative you wish to share, feel free to give us a call on our number, which is 0788 280 9005. That number, once again, is 0788 280 9005. And please check out our website at www.tonyfernandez.co.uk. We're always promoting the true life and success stories of Africans and Caribbeans around the world. And it's been an amazing Black History Month so far. We have lots of wonderful initiatives. We have more guests lined up on Black History Month this month on the Tokunbo Fernandez show. And we have exciting guests lined up for the next 6 months, living in different regions around the world. And as part of Black History Month, also this week, we have the pleasure of having on the show one of my mentees. She's a published poet, published profound poet, spoken word artist, and the Africa for You UK Youth Ambassador. She lives here in the UK, originally from Tanzania. So, Jacqueline, after such a long time with all the lockdown and COVID, it's great to see you here again. How are you today?
Thank you so much, Mr. Tony Fernandez. I am very well, thank you. And thank you so much for having me on the Tony Tokunbo Fernandez show. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, and keep up the great work. You know, I'm always proud of you, and I'm sure our listeners around the world want to know a bit about yourself, your background, but also what was life like growing up as a child and what challenges did you face?
Thank you so much. So, my name is Jackline Waziri, and I am the author of Mwanjaa Poetry Collection and a poet. Uh, so my life it began from the moment I was born in Tanzania. And when I left Tanzania at the age of 7, but there was something just so beautiful about those young moments that I had in Tanzania that still remain with me till today. And although many people may think that I was very young to remember, but they were the most significant part of my life that I carry with me till today, and I share with in my book Mwana.
Fantastic. And you said you made reference to your book Mwana, so you're now a published poet. Uh,
Yes.
what talk us through that journey of becoming a published poet?
Thank you so much. So growing up, I always enjoyed writing, and I found myself anywhere with a pen or paper or a computer where I could write. I was always writing down just words or just stuff that would look like poetry, but I didn't really know what it was. And I had so many poetry in my computer, my paper, but I just didn't know what to do with them. And actually in 2000, and I think it was 2020, I was communicating with one of our cultural ambassador, Hamid Mbaga, and she was asking me what was I doing that morning, a particular morning. And I explained to her that I'm actually in the middle of writing a poem called African Mama. And she said, read it to me. And I began to read it to her, and she said, I know the perfect person who can kind of guide you in the right way with this writing. And that person was Mr. Tony Tokunbo Fernandez. And it was just beautiful because you understood what I was trying to do with my writing. And straight away, you just said to me, send me your bio and let's get this into a book. And the journey began from there. And it's just here now, One Approach Collection, with the guidance and wisdom from members in the community. And I'm forever grateful for that.
Beautiful, fantastic. I mean, what did you learn about yourself in that whole process before publishing and after publishing?
In the process of writing, I was very disciplined to ensure that this voice was shared to the world, and with the people around me as well as yourself and others, I was able to complete that. So discipline and sharing my voice to the community, and for young girls and boys that look just like me, it was very humbling to do and complete within a certain time.
And when you make reference to young boys and girls like yourself, and you are a poet now, and you see other poets around the world, what, in your own view, do you think is the role of a poet in the world we live in today?
I think the role of a poet is to be relevant and current. So if you see something happening or something affecting people, it's good to share it in words that many people can relate to or kind of gravitate to. So I think as a poet, we are very important to share our voices in circumstances and any time that we can to help the world and others.
Fantastic. And I also have the book here, Mwana. Um, our listeners around the world will also want to know what really inspired the book itself.
Mwana was inspired by my journey, my experiences as a daughter of Africa, as a Black girl, a Black woman. And I needed to put that in writing to share with my community and to our neighbors so that they can understand my journey, our journey, and to kind of just bring light and healing to society and in a positive way. So that's what it was inspired by.
And light and healing is so important and relevant in the world we live in today through poetry and through other forms of arts itself. As you know, it's Black History Month right now, and with relation to promoting all our stories around the world, Black life still matters as well as other lives as well. So we would like you to read a poem called George Floyd from your collection of poems to the listeners today.
Sure. I didn't I didn't prepare for that. Let me just find the poem. It's been a while since I read this one.
Wow.
So this poem it's in my book Mwana, and it's on page 24.
Sure.
After coronavirus, back to status quo, the original virus, the silenced one, the 400 years old one, severe and brutal segregated one. Visible ignorance in the air, minorities choke on, influence and taught brutality, our reality, humanity pandemic, innocent blood on the same cold hands, time and years on, life forced wrong out of him. A true light switched off, broad day remains lit. A worthy breath blown away, countless others. Ugly truth haunts. The nation's spirit choked, but the sound of the heartbeat of every I can't breathe breathes change. Sons of the sun, it's time to rise again. Chains off, get your knees off my neck. After coronavirus, back to status quo, the original virus. Wash your hearts and the same color blood we share off your cold hands. Chains off, get your knees off my neck. Sons of the sun, it's time to rise again. Thank you.
And the way you read it is so soothing. It's rich with so many stylistic devices, metaphors, beautiful. I'm sure our audience uh, love that as well. Um, for a specific reason, there's another short poem I would like you to read,
Sure.
and called Letter.
Oh,
And
wow.
I would like you to also tell us what inspired that poem as well, because it has so many faces to it.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Tony. So Letter was inspired by me remembering just the way I used to play with when I was in Tanzania. And there was a game, I've forgotten the name now, but many countries in Africa, I'm sure many children or adults that remember playing where you dig up 6 holes in the ground and you play with stones. It was something so memorable that I remember today, that playing with earth and walking bare feet in Tanzania, that I still connect with. And even if I go back today, my sisters, they are shocked that I just prefer taking my shoes off and walking on earth. So this is what this letter was inspired by.
That's
And it
fantastic.
goes,
Okay.
thank you so much. I decided it's best to write this letter in English, as some of you left when you were very young and forgot your mother tongue. I have enclosed 2 pictures of you and I. First picture, you dug 12 holes in the ground on each side and played with stones. Touch of earth. Second picture, wandering, bare feet. Touch of earth. Because I have seen similar pictures of you, but without I. First picture, you are holding the carved wooden board, carved 6 pits on each side, played with seeds. And the other, I'm still wondering, they don't quite match the touch of earth, of you and I. I promise to keep this letter short and sweet so that you don't dust it away. This was just a ground reminder that I miss you. Yours truly, African soil. Thank you.
You see, that's so fantastic. And this is where poetry becomes very deep. Because when people also read that poem, they also have a more spiritual meaning of the imagery, reminding people of where they come from and where they come from with references to the imagery you've given. So it's beautiful. Um,
Thank you.
if our listeners around the world want to get a collection of your poetry book, Mwana, where can they go to?
Yes, so Mwana Poetry Collection can be found on my website, which is jacklinewaziri.com. And it's there and it's ready to order for anyone across the globe.
That's fantastic. And as it's Black History Month, uh, what message do you have for all our listeners around the world today?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Tony. Black History Month, we are celebrating the huge contribution that the Black men and women made to British society. So for me, it means everything. It means my DNA, it means my identity. So it's time to reflect and see what we all can do to contribute positive and a better society.
Very proud of you as always. Keep up the amazing work, and we'll catch you soon.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tony.